All right, welcome back. This is the place where you need to get the latest and greatest breaking news on what's happening around the country. Okay, last night I had a long phone call with Uncle Danny. He's been my man on the ground in Maricopa County. He still sticks to it. He said, JT, the votes were coming in Maricopa County 80-20 for Trump. And he still finds it impossible to believe that Maricopa and Arizona went for Joe Biden. So we're keeping our eye on that. In Michigan, there's all kinds of craziness going on. In Wisconsin, there's all kinds of craziness going on. In Pennsylvania, if you ask me, we have our greatest chance to take back 20 electoral college votes there because there were all kinds of things that happened, right down to a recent allegation that some Democratic officials in Philadelphia allegedly went to some local mobsters and had them making up fake ballots. The stories are getting out of hand, but for the facts on the ground, someone that's actually taking matters into his own hands. He's in Pennsylvania right now. He joins us. Larry Massi, he's the founder of juryaids.com. Larry, thank you so much for joining us today. I know you took your show on the road and you brought it to Pennsylvania to try to keep the awareness and education up that this thing is far from over and we're going to stop the steal. What are you guys doing on the ground in Pennsylvania? What do you know?
Well, John, thank you for having me on. We've had a tremendous response from voters in Pennsylvania, primarily because of their fear of losing their freedom. Particularly their religious freedom. There's an enormous number of people that are upset about that. Now, what I'm going to tell you today is totally factual. It's not based on hearsay. We own a platform called juryaids.com that was developed to support the legal community, lawyers, trial lawyers, and we compile evidence and display it in an amazingly effective way. And it's factual only, okay? So what I'm going to share with you is three things. In other words, what we're doing, how we're doing it, and why. Okay, the what is, and the first thing we have to do is motivate the voters in Pennsylvania to call their elected officials. This is the one time in history that everybody who's been sitting on the couch, even if they didn't vote, they can call their state elected officials and say, we want a forensic assessment of the data file. It's a real simple line. We have a website that gives them the instructions on what to do, and we also publish the entire list of the state representatives in Harrisburg, in Pennsylvania, and all of the senators.
All right, so Larry, I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt you, but I want to get the message out there. People that are in Pennsylvania and in other counties around the country where they think things have gone wrong, where they understand that our religious freedoms are seriously under attack right now, they can go to juryaids.com, and especially for Pennsylvania, they can get an overview of what you want them to tell their legislator or remind their legislator, and they can get a full listing of all of their state representatives in the state of Pennsylvania. Juryaids.com. Check it out. Okay, what now?
If I can correct that, because we just put up a new website this morning for Pennsylvania. I hate to spring this on you, but it's electionvalidation.com.
Electionvalidation.com. All right, you see, that's why we're bringing the breaking news. Breaking right here on Liquid Lunch. Jury Aids is now electionvalidation.com.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
So what are you guys doing on the ground to push this now? All right, we're getting people. All right, yeah, everybody's going to call. I know plenty of legislators. They just put some intern to answer the phone and say yes or no, ma'am, and they hang up the phone. It's effective, but that's not going to change the election.
It won't. What will happen is if they get enough calls, they will not certify the election results. If the legislators in Harrisburg do not certify the results because they want a forensic study, and we have the people who can do that. We want to do it in 5 counties surrounding Philadelphia or in Allegheny County near Pittsburgh. But that certification of the data file, John, is the critical thing. There will be 3 pieces of information that our experts will find. They're going to do a search for what we're calling consistent, it's dumping, ballot dumping, right? Consistent entry of one candidate's name and no one else. Okay, you've heard about that happening in Michigan. We know it happened. Well, we believe it happened here. We don't know it until we see it. But every file, every entry in a database, John, has a timestamp. Okay, it has digital footprints or digital fingerprints.
That's right.
So the first thing is show those uninterrupted data entries. The second one is actually show what files were switched. You hear the term flipping, and that the Dominion software does flipping. We know it does by other experts' testimony, but we'll be able to document that, correct? So, and then the third one is deletion. The allegation is that the Democrats had so many ballots dumped. This is an allegation, and it'll have to be shown by digital proof. An allegation that so many ballots were dumped that we're starting to get near the point of exceeding the number of registered voters in the state. So they had to go into deletion, and that's where voters were deleted from their opponent.
So let me ask you this, Larry. Last night there was a lot of back and forth with these commissioners in Wayne County. First they were deadlocked. Wayne County wouldn't certify the election results. Then after a bunch of haggling, they came back and certified them with the caveat that they want a full audit. An audit is not what we're looking for here, right? We're looking for a forensic assessment of the data file in 5 sample counties. And yes. Larry, you know, my background is in financial technology, so I know a bit about this, and I'm, you know, on the forefront of this new blockchain technology, which creates this, you know, indelible ledger. And my people, my propeller heads, the real geeks who understand this stuff, say, JT, when you slide your ballot in, it gives you a little screen that pops up and says, yay, thank you for voting, with a check mark. That's a confirmation of what happened right there. And then anything that happens to that record afterwards will be noted as amended or edited or deleted. So we can easily do it. And there's plenty of people out there. I'm having on a guy next who's funding a citizens group that he says he's going to show us some verifiable, undeniable proof right now after this, that in Michigan there was no question, provable with technology, over votes. And it turns out that Michigan can't confirm because they said they have more votes than actual people on the rolls. You think that's happening in PA?
Well, I think that's why they had to go into the deletion mode, John. And you're exactly right that the digital footprint or the digital fingerprint is established in perpetuity. That would have to be deleted in total. What we need is a motion from the legal team to obtain that digital file. It can be delivered on a thumb drive, and it can be secured. And we have the technology people. They're right in Westchester.
All right.
I don't want to give their exact name and where they're located, but
all right, Larry, will you keep us posted with your boots on the ground there? You're welcome to come back anytime. We got to hop, but we need you to keep giving us the news of what's happening. Okay. Go check out electionvalidation.com. Electionvalidation.com.
Yes, and this will produce the expert report that's missing right now, and our people can do it in a matter of hours.
Okay. All right, we got it. Larry Massi, founder of Jury Aids. Thank you very much. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.